Hi, I'm Betty Donovan, a NICU nurse, and we're going to do a swaddle bath today. This is 5-pound Jax, J-A-X, and his mom. And his mom and I have done this before, so she is experienced. I'm going to have Mom, we have him naked and wrapped in a lightweight receiving blanket. And I really feel very strongly if the baby is warm, he's going to enjoy his bath. When they get a blast of cold air, that's when they cry. So if you keep him warm and you keep him swaddled and contained, he's going to enjoy his bath. There's your. Now I've taught Mom, Desiree, we're going to wash his face first with clean water. And so when she does the eye, she's going to go from the inner to the outer part of the eye. So she's got a clean rag, and she's going to wash his face with no soap. Jax just ate, so his tummy's full, and he is ready to go to sleep. I also like to tell parents, when you're washing their face with just a wet rag, it's a good idea to wipe their gums with that wet rag with no soap. That gives them some oral care until they erupt their first tooth. Then you need to buy a baby toothbrush. But just a clean wet rag, wiping their gums is good oral care. So after she's done washing his face with just plain water, then she's going to use, I like to use a rinse rag and a soapy rag. That way you don't have to rinse, put all the soap, to get all the soap out to rinse. Because we're going to unwrap 1/4 of his body at a time, and you can get one soapy, and we're going to wash and rinse and then put the wet blanket back on to keep him swaddled. As long as he feels contained and as long as he's warm, he's going to enjoy his bath. It's nice to have a second pair of hands when you give a baby a bath, especially when they're real little. You want to do his back? Especially for his back and his diaper area, it helps to have a second pair of hands to hold the baby. It's helpful to bring the tub up to counter or table level, and not put it in the tub when they're, the first few months. That helps the parents' back. Okay, now we're going to swaddle that side back up, and now Mom's going to wash this quarter. At the hospital, we typically give babies a bath about every 3 days. You don't have to do it every day. When they start crawling around and really getting dirty, it's a nice part of bedtime routine. But when they're real small, and especially in the winter months, every day could, dry out their skin. I would recommend using any product that's labeled safe for baby. We use a body wash that is okay for their body and their hair. That makes it easy. Now we're going to do the legs, and then we'll do the diaper area last. Just like an adult in a hot tub outside in the cold weather, you don't want to get your hair wet and then sit in the tub. So we're going to do his hair last, because he would be losing a lot of heat from his head if we got his hair all wet. Okay, so I'm going to help hold his bottom up so she can really get his diaper area soapy. If they have a diaper rash or a sore bottom, a good soak in the tub does help help heal up that diaper rash. It's okay that his umbilical cord is not fallen off yet. It takes 10 days to 2 weeks for that to dry up and fall off. It is okay to give him a tub bath when that's still on there. It's also okay to give a tub bath if the baby has had a recent circumcision and it's a plastibell. Could we have a cup of warm water for his hair? Only a plastibell can be immersed in water. If you're putting A&D ointment and gauze on the circumcision, you need to do a sponge bath until that's totally healed. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is his hair. And so we're going to get a fresh cup of warm water, to wet and to rinse his hair. Be sure you take home a scrub brush. This is a scrub brush that the nurses scrub in with the sponge ripped off. This is very nice for washing his hair. You can go ahead and get his hair wet. And I also recommend dry brushing a baby's hair every day, even if they only have little peach fuzz, because that can help prevent cradle cap. Cradle cap is clogged oil pores on their scalp, and just the act of brushing their hair disperses the oil on their scalp so the pores don't get clogged. So, you can buy, pretty baby brushes, or, these plastic brushes are really good too. You can go ahead. He really is out. He's asleep. So this is the spa treatment. This really relaxes them. It feels great, and they love it. Okay, so here, I'll hold this so you can. Oh, but I'm holding it in front of his face. That's not very nice. After you give your baby a bath and dry them, if the room is warm, that's a great time to put lotion all over your baby and to give your baby a massage. It'll help seal moisture on the baby's skin when you do that right after getting out of the bath, being dried. Now, I didn't mention, around his neck, at the top of his thighs, lint collects, spit up collects around their neck. You really have to kind of stretch those areas to get all that collection of spit up and lint around those. And be sure and dry those areas real good too when you go to dry. Okay, now the hard part is getting him out and getting him dry because he's so warm and comfy. We're going to leave the wet blanket in the bath, and then Mom's going to put him on a blanket and quick wrap him up. See, blast of cold air, he doesn't like it. Okay, and that's our swaddle bath.